Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Iowa soccer supporters. I'm Ben Brackett, your Soccer Talk co-host, alongside my good buddy and pal, Blake Sievers. Sieves, we've got an extra co-host in the house tonight. Why don't you give him a little intro?
We do. I love it. Like, this is the YouTube plug because you kind of said you're beside or along with.
I said along. Did I say alongside or?
I think you said beside.
Beside, yeah.
Beside.
We're not
Wow.
beside. So if you guys want to know what Benny's talking about, get on YouTube and watch this because he's not beside our co-host. I am beside the co-host, Fred Frimpong.
Yes,
Welcome,
sir.
Freddie.
Not making his pod debut.
Nope, just as a co-host, but hey, wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
Oh, I love that, Fred. And then, of course, our guest for this evening, which is Leroy Enzugusi, the Menace standout right now, little spark plug himself, joining us after a big U.S. Open Cup win prior to a big game here in Des Moines.
Mm-hmm.
Lee, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. I mean, I'm excited for that game next Wednesday. It's gonna be sweet to have it at home.
It's pretty funny. We were talking about how long this pod was going to last, right? Like how we got to kind
that
of
a whole
keep
minute?
Well, kind of keep it tight, but then it's like I always said, you know what? We should make it shorter than Leroy's minutes down in Kansas City. So let's get him some more minutes, Charlie. That's what I would say. Dangerous, created a penalty. Give the boy more minutes. That's my argument.
Yeah, he could definitely go for longer than 30, don't you think?
For sure.
Oh, okay, all right. I don't know
Sure.
about I don't know
Come on,
about
guys.
all
Don't
that.
disrespect.
All right, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just real quick, we'll recap. So the Menace with a big 2-1 victory. Who'd you guys play, Leroy?
Sporting Kansas City 2.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I just trying to
Nice,
show
yeah.
a little shade down south to your boys. Obviously, Lee used to play with the youth setup down there, so just give him a hard time. So big win though, and you came off the bench in the second half where it was tied 1-1, and like really did kind of provide a little boost, right? Siebes, you watched the game. You were there in person.
Awful. I was, unfortunately.
Oh man, the
Yeah.
weather was so cold. Oh, the weather was terrible. Probably the worst game I actually ever played in. Like, seriously, that was terrible. It's terrible. Even after the game, people were trying to get photos, and I was just like, let me just get to the hot shower.
I played an Open Cup game in snow, so
That was
I think I would prefer the snow, honestly, rather than like that sleeting wind.
it was hitting my
only by
face.
played I mean
And it's
like 2 minutes.
Freddie, what do we got here? Let's go. You're
So we brought
you've
Fred
heard a
on
lot.
to like give Leroy the grilling. Lee and Fred played together for a year at Drake University.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were trying to like figure out the tree if we've all played together, and that's not the case. But we'll just love to see what Fred's got to. He's kind of putting Lee on the hot seat. So should we call it like the hot seat with Fred today?
Sure, whatever. Lee's officially in the hot seat with me right now.
Lock in.
Come on.
I'm locked. The biggest thing I want to know, and probably a lot of people want to know too, is what does it, feel like getting to play with the, ex-pros that have been at the highest levels, like Sasha's played in the Champions League. Obviously, Bradley Wright Phillips is a big name within the MLS, and so I just want to know, like, what does it feel like when you get to interact with those guys, hop on the pitch with them? Like, is it way different from when you're obviously at Drake or with Nashville, or talk me through?
Yeah. I would say it's definitely an experience for sure, like a good experience. One that's like at first was nervous. I was like nervous for it. I was like, dang, I wonder if these guys are gonna have any respect for me or think that I'm good or this and that. But that's like with anything. I feel like you have to be confident in your ability, and it's easier with Sasha and Benny and all these guys because they're telling me like play like you're out there like you're a kid, like go have fun. Sasha is like having the time of his life when he's playing soccer. He's not thinking about, we got to go beat Kansas City. We got to work hard. We got to do this. He's like, we got to enjoy the game. Just do your job. And if you lose the ball, who cares? Just try to play like you're out there, like a kid, like it's recess. So I think them saying that stuff makes the game like 10 times easier, and also just fills you with confidence to get on the ball and try stuff.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, so we were talking, Blake and I, like we were trying to compare this to when we were like what players we would have been playing with, like from whatever generational standpoint.
I see.
And we were having a tough time, and we're talking about like mid '90s players, and like we were throwing out all sorts of silly names. But what's it like? I mean, because you guys like actually grew up with, and like, what's it feel like too?
Benny.
Are you looking at this just like, oh man, that's like so cool?
Yeah, I mean, every single time I see, obviously, Leroy get on the field with these guys, and last year I actually had the opportunity to coach them.
That's right.
And so just being around those guys and learning from them and soaking up, and like Leroy said, like just their maturity and the way that they have approached it and they've lived it is a super cool experience. Now I'm a little jealous, sometimes getting to see Lee out there. It'd be nice if I could be the one playing him the through balls for him to for him to get.
Says the guy who's icing his knee currently.
Correct. Yeah. Snowboarding did that to me. So
did you get sacked from the coaching from last year since you guys didn't beat Union Omaha, or what's going on?
I wouldn't call it.
You should have started me,
sacking.
dude. This guy over here.
Yeah.
I would not call it a sacking. I mean, I think there was just a mutual agreement at the end of the day.
So I have two things here. You started to talk about something that Benny said.
Oh,
or whatever,
yeah.
But before we go back to that, mutual sacking.
Mutual agreement, not mutual sacking. Mutual agreement. I didn't.
Leroy said he should have started in that game. When this is going to be something we come back to is how many minutes can Leroy actually play?
Yeah.
I'm setting the over under at like 38.
38? I can make a full half. I can make a whole
Producer, we're going to get that. We need a vote on that on the social media.
38
How
minutes.
many minutes
game
does Leroy have?
that game
Over
went
under
to-
38.
It went to
all right?
extra time.
That game in Kansas?
Yeah. Could you have gone another 30?
I don't think I can go. I don't think I can go 90. I can't go 90.
No, but that would have been
No,
another
because you've
30,
gone
though.
another. Yeah.
215s.
Okay, but I knew what I had in my like.
I know.
like,
And
some
how
of-
much more did you have in the tank is the question. That's
Okay,
what he's asking.
and also I'm
had
a type of
38.
player. I'm a type of player. Is like if you see that I'm tired or I might look tired, I always got another sprint in me.
Oh, nice.
All right, so I'll say this.
I do. I always got another sprint in me, no matter what.
After the
I
game-
could be out there dead on the ground, through ball, in goal. I'm getting. I
have to.
chase.
Fred, I didn't tell you this. I told Ben after the game gets over down in Kansas City, my boy Brody, like we walk on the field, he's loving it, like miserable. So we go like looking around. Leah's sitting on the bench and literally like barely is able to talk to us and like say anything. He's just sitting there like just staring straight ahead. Like, what did I just do? So, but no, you got some words out and you made the boys' day. But it was pretty funny how completely you ran your what do they say? Ran your socks off and you did well.
Thank you.
Before we set Freddie up for number 2, say your little you had some little note about Benny said something. I just feel like it must have been funny. I assume because I've just my understanding is Benny has a good sense of humor.
No. I mean I forgot what we were talking about, but I think we were talking about. What were we talking about when I said Benny?
Just like the experience of.
He said that he
being
said
around
something
with
to
those
you that
guys.
he had a comment.
Like
we
Sasha
can
said,
just-
treat it like recess. Benny said, blank.
I mean, they were both saying the same stuff, but I
All
think
right,
I
well-
wanted to say that I remember when I was in Kansas City, I was with Benny.
There you go. This is what you were gonna say.
Yeah, Benny was on the team, and I was an academy kid. And so Benny's like playing World Cups and doing this, and he's the hot shot at Sporting Kansas City. So I go to the first team training, and we're playing rondo, and where the academy kids are kind of messing up, and Benny's
Of course.
Benny's just like, what are we doing? Giving us like grilling us, like, come on, be better, this and this and this. He's like, who brought these academy kids here? And I was like, dang. When I go back, or when I go meet Benny again, I'm scared, like what he's gonna say. Like Dax
Like, he
McCarthy's
remembered
been
that?
playing soccer for 20 years in MLS. I'm 25 years old. He's been playing 20 years in MLS. Like, what do they get? They could say anything to us, but they're still like really respectful and want to see us like, I don't know, like succeed.
I think they still remember what it's like.
Well, that's why they're at the level they achieved, right? Because their expectations are really high.
Yeah.
All right, Freddie. Number 2. What do you got? You got how many more in the chamber?
For sure, one more. I just wanted to know, obviously, all of us sitting here, like, we have so many stories for days, just like with soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, like the way it's able to like unite us and bring so many memories and things. Like, did they share like any experiences or like things that like obviously they get to interact sometimes with Lionel Messi? And so, like, is there anything, like, you know, when you guys are just chilling in the hotel or anything, or after the game, just chilling, like, they shared a story or something, like, I want to know, like, what's that all about?
So there was a couple of good stories in there, but some I'll probably just keep to myself. But there was a good Messi story that was cool. Like they all had a Messi story almost.
You're talking like 7, 8, 9 different guys.
Yeah,
right?
I'm talking like, okay, so Dax McCarthy and Felipe had a Messi story, and they were just saying like, one time I was defending Messi, he hadn't done anything in a long time, and he was kind of doing the thing where he's like, okay, Messi's not playing very well right now. It's been 40 minutes, whatever, or 80 minutes even in the Nashville versus Miami game when the guy missed a 1v1 in the final minutes, but he was like not doing much, and he's like looking at the stands, and Dax is like, all right, I don't have to really screen him anymore. He picks up the ball, goal, and Dax is like, what the? This guy has been just staring at the stands the whole time. And then Felipe did the same thing. He was like grabbing him, like keeping. And Felipe is a player who like will just like track, run, number 8, all over the field. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna run with Messi. I'm just gonna try to defend him, keep him unlocked, whatever, do my best. And he was doing a job. And then all of a sudden, Messi starts doing the lazy thing, starts walking around. And then Felipe's like, all right, yes, my job's easy.
I can chill.
Boom. And then Messi gets the ball, goal. So I think that was pretty cool that they're just like, I was looking at them like, there's levels to this. Wow, you guys are so good. You guys can do this and this. And then they're just like, well, imagine Messi. So
That's
that was
wild.
Yeah.
So
Fred, I'll say this real quick. Sorry, Ben.
No, please.
I mean, so Bradley Wright Phillips, right, had a pretty good little career overseas back in England, and then obviously here. That guy, if you're a young player that wants to play anywhere like in an attacking position, his positioning, he would know 3 or 4 seconds before the ball would come to him. He would pin one of those 130-pound, 20-year-old kids on his back. And 3 seconds before he got it, and then it was just amazing that you don't see that stuff on TV. In person, it's just like, dude, that guy is.
Yep.
And you see all the videos now; they're kind of laughing, making fun of each other. But like, dude, that guy was just his ability. He's not like going to outrun anybody, but his ability to pin him and hold the ball up was
Just the awareness.
so far ahead of anything else.
I know. Their awareness is probably the biggest thing. Their experience, their awareness. Me and Fred have talked about this a lot. Is like for a player to get better is like how many times you experience a certain situation. Like they've experienced receiving the ball back to pressure so many times. So like for them that moment is like, yeah,
It already happened.
I know.
It already happened, yeah.
Like you're talking about Bradley Wright Phillips just 2-3 steps ahead. He's like, oh, I've seen this picture before. Like I should be there.
Exactly.
And so those are the kind of things that they're old, 35, 40 years old, and they're still so smooth and consistent and like ahead of the game experience, and you're just like, okay, well, different levels.
So quick counterpoint to that, and this goes to like all Sunday League players out there, whether that's current or former, or future, or whatever.
Yeah.
To you, Leroy, future. But the clip that was out on I think it was like on the MLS Apple whatever, like it was just like it was it was the guys and it was the guys like. Sasha like slices the ball up in the wind, or Dax McCarty's like, rolls the ball and it slips under his feet. Like so great. When you see that stuff, like what is that? What's that like? Because to me, I'm just like, oh yeah, like these guys are just like they're just like dudes like us, right? Like they're and so I think that's the coolest part. Like when we talk to Sasha and Benny, and like obviously it's just such a small sample size, but like what a couple of really cool, down to earth dudes. Like, it seems like everybody feels like that. Like that's like the type of guys. Like, and they're just laughing at themselves, and it's like that's like, kind of all you can do when you watch yourself back at a certain point, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And Bradley Wright Phillips is like so, like I mean he's one guy who you think he's gonna be like cocky or whatever, but he's like so humble, man. It's weird. I'm like, dude, do you know who you are, by the way?
What was he saying to you on the bench, by the way? Wasn't he?
He's like,
every time you got the ball.
He's like, yeah. What was he saying? I wasn't on the bench, but someone was telling me he was like, go on,
he's like, mess him up, Leroy.
Yeah. Do him, yeah. Do him up, Leroy. But yeah,
that's dope.
He was a big supporter. He was a big supporter of mine.
What's that feel like?
Oh, bro, you confidence. Like, give me the ball now. Like, I can do it. Benny wants me to have the ball. All right, sweet.
I was gonna say, you seem like you were full, like to the point of running more than you could have run. Like, so full of confidence.
Yeah.
Like I've seen you play before, but you seem like you were on one.
I mean, those guys. I wish you guys could see them in the locker room. They're just normal dudes who are just like, guys. We just want to win, and I want to make my family proud. And no one's playing for money, right? Everyone's just playing to like play the game for love, straight up love, or score and have their kids see them score, or whatever. So I think that's the coolest thing in the locker room. We're all joking before the game, like. No one's like, oh, we're so scared. Nah, it's like, and so the Sunday League part is cool because for them, I see it as like,
That's their
Sunday League.
Yeah,
This is their Sunday league.
That's them coming back and being like, oh, we're playing Open Cup. I'm like, okay, World Cup.
we're
I
just
played World
chilling.
Cup 3
Yeah, like
times.
they're just like getting the uniform in the locker room, and they're looking at the
all right.
shorts and like, these aren't gonna fit right. Like, the same way we all do. You're like, this is a weird uniform. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. No, to Leroy's point, I remember last year, more so in the when we faced off versus Union Omaha, like you said, the vibes in the locker room with all of the guys, like I would expect to like walk in there and they'd be kind of just like standoffish and maybe, you know, egotistical, and like they have all the right to be. But just literally the fact that you could walk up and be like, yo, what's up, Sash? Like let's do this today, and he's kind of giving you that same respect to just anybody was a great feeling. So
Who's the DJ before the game on
AJ.
next Wednesday?
It was AJ.
Is it? All right.
yeah,
He was
insistent.
quality.
shout
but
out. Yeah,
he was
that's a
good
shout
too,
out.
by the way. Like, I mean, again, him and what?
He was flying around like a
he's-
maniac.
yeah. running.
Like tackling and
Yeah.
And like Hedges is I mean, you want to talk about a
oh my
monster.
God, dude, it's so hard to get away from him. He stepped on my foot, by the way. That was pain. Day before the game, I was like,
So what were you guys working on, like set pieces or what? How do you step on your foot?
well, we were playing AV8 training, and the ball came in across, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this first, and then I take my touch, boom, and like obviously he won the ball first, but like the size and the leg, I'm like, what am I supposed to? How do you even? So it was tough holding up the ball against him at training. And then we played 4v4, and he took up half the field. I'm like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
Fred, what else you got?
I mean, now obviously you guys, the big dub
Yeah.
down at your old stomping grounds, coming back home. Now, now you're in your new home. You got the city behind you. You
By
got
the
the
way, I
Texas
love that
kids.
they're calling it the Valley.
The Valley, baby.
I like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I like calling
Valley.
it the Valley.
Oh,
Sorry.
you would like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Well,
this is Ben's alma mater.
Because,
This is yeah.
because
like-
they say like it says normally it's like Valley Stadium,
Stadium.
or you know, like I like that they're just calling it the Valley, like it's not. I
like
love
that
that.
too.
I
I
no,
like that.
I'm not trying to give too much credit to the Tigers. I like it.
Go Tigers,
all right?
baby.
I go Tigers. My fiance she works in the Tiger community. So.
There you go. But yeah, what's
No,
that?
literally, they're excited to play there.
Yeah, they should.
well, are they? Do they all
Well, I
know
mean, they
it's
don't know.
turf?
I don't think they know.
like there's
Yeah.
football lines and
I think they found. I told them I was like, yeah, it's turf. I was like, it's turf, it's turf. They're like, it's what? I was like, yeah, it's turf.
well, remember Sasha played at the old Waukee
Yeah.
when he was. They were all in
That's
college,
right.
and
But
they
yeah, that
lost.
turf would have been.
It's
yeah.
the same turf
they
as
played on turf in Cali.
As I was gonna say,
When
it's
we
the
went out
same.
to Cali the
the
first
same
game.
Cali turf. Yeah.
But the Valley turf is probably better.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say.
All right, so Fred, so I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, you're good. I want to know what that's like, though. You know, like I said, you went down to your old home, you beat them. Now you're coming back up here versus a team that you played, obviously, versus last year.
Yeah.
Should have gotten more minutes, but, you know, that wasn't
I'm
up
not
to-
worried about the minutes. You guys need to stop.
it's probably good.
And guys, I'm not worried about the minutes. You guys need to relax there.
But, no, I mean, like, Techers is coming, Drake's coming, I'm coming with people, you know, all just kind of there to, you know, support the hometown hero.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
I want to just know what that, you know, what are you, like, looking forward to the most with that experience? And yeah.
I mean, what am I looking for? There's so many things to look forward to, but probably like when you get, if I sub on, if I start, whatever, like when you score and people are chanting your name and the crowd is like, Leroy Enzugusi or whatever, like that's probably what you look forward to. It's like a sense of, I don't know, it's like you
pride,
can't
yeah.
get it anywhere else, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't go, like, you can't go play in any competition, or I can't go do anything at work that's gonna give me that same like feeling of like people are excited to see me play. Like that's pretty cool feeling, and I'm hungry for it. You know, that's
Yeah.
why I keep playing.
Are we going to see a backflip then? Just going to keep with the signature celly, or are you going to give us something new? I'm hearing the kids want the
Cole Palmer?
They want the Cole Palmer. No,
No, you're better than that.
I won't do anyone else's celebration unless it's Bukayo Saka.
of course.
Unless-
Okay. All right.
I'm an OG.
Arsenal guy here. But yeah, that's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'll be out there supporting. Hopefully, we see the Bukayo Saka celly then.
It's important for the kids to know that I'm playing, you know, because they sometimes don't believe in the skill and technique that it takes to.
They don't. They think they got it figured out.
It's not easy.
That
It's
that
not
is
easy.
actually like we can talk about that just for a split second, and only because I won't use names and stuff. But I was talking to a friend of mine who I grew up playing with, who was like a good soccer player, but like played other sports and whatever. And his kids now love soccer, and they're like, "Dude, Dad, you're no good at soccer." And he's like, I have like a state championship. Like I played on a really successful club team. Like, I mean, this is like a high level college athlete. He just didn't finish with soccer. And like, how do you explain to these kids, you know, like Freddie, you know, you're dealing with the injury. Like Siebers showed up tonight in his sweatpants and his like half sweaty hair because he's playing with the boys tonight, the 10-year-olds. But like the ability to still do that and show these kids like what kind of things are you trying to exemplify in your play and like, I mean, you're literally like you have like an audience, right? Like of kids that are gonna look at you and go like, dude, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is like control what you can control. Like sometimes I go out there, my touch is just a little bit away from me, or you miss a 1v1.
Never.
This guy's touch?
No way, Lee.
Come on.
Stuck to his foot. Stuck to his foot.
Right. But like if I can just go out there and try to win a header or make a tackle or intercept a pass, even like intercepting passes is something that's for me gets me into a game, like keeps me into the game. So if my players can see that I'm like working hard, the other 82, 85 minutes I don't have the ball at my feet, I think would be enough for me. Like, dang, Leroy just works hard. He's a try hard, and I think that would
They love saying that,
would
right?
be they love saying that.
Is there a little pressure you're feeling?
Dude, it's
Because like I said, you got kind of a little bit of a crew coming.
dude, it's more exciting.
More than just a normal Menace game, right, from the summer.
But it's still more excitement than pressure. The pressure was more like, wow, nobody knows me or nobody knows what I can do. I have to show them what I can do. But in this moment, it's like I'm excited to go show everyone exactly what I can do and what everyone is expecting from me. So that's and it's never been like that. So now it being like that is definitely like refreshing for sure.
Culture that they've created. I mean, right? Just like guys go out and just like
Just have fun.
relax. Yeah, that's
Have fun. Literally, like they're playing recess. Enjoy. Like there's no go here, go there, turn here. Like you gotta. No, like if you think that's right, you better work off. And if it doesn't work, you better get the ball back.
So I'm curious about this. Like when we talked to Benny and Sasha was like quick to sort of defer to Benny. Like Benny was going to be the quote like captain coach, but like obviously Sasha wore the armband, and then you've got Coach Latshaw, and then you've got like probably like every guy on the team has probably like coached at some level, right?
they've all been captains of their team too,
That's what
right?
I'm
Like
saying.
that's
So like what's that kind of atmosphere like? I mean, and I don't want to say like you got a bunch of cooks in the kitchen or a bunch of alpha dogs or whatever, because the thing is a lot of times those guys are their emotional intelligence is much higher than, and that's part of why they are at the level they are. So like, what's that like to just be with a bunch of guys that like, I mean, I gotta imagine it's like you get in the locker room and it's just like there's fun and games, it's goofing around, and it's like, but it's serious, and it's just like you've just never like there's that like everything's kind of a game, and you're just like everybody's like with it and on it, right?
I would say Benny and Sasha definitely like do that, and Charlie as well is like you guys did a pod with Charlie. He's a good guy, likes to have fun. Like he's with the team.
He seemed like he had a really good like sort of vibe. Or,
Yeah,
like,
vibe. Yeah. Like he wants the team to be happy. And Benny and Sasha though they were like you can say doing a lot of coaching on the team, and Charlie allows it. He's like, you guys have played MLS for
Right.
well, you better allow it.
I mean,
especially when they're on the field though, that must be tough. Like, so like who's coming up with this like the set piece stuff? Like how's that?
Benny, Dax, and Sasha are definitely like
Okay.
and they do a good job of like explaining it to everyone, making it very clear. Charlie asks questions like, "Hey, are you guys sure you don't want to just do this instead?" And they're like, "Oh, wait, maybe that's actually a good idea." You know, so
This must just be like a really cool collaboration.
oh,
honestly.
it's like literally we're collaborating at training before the game of the week. It's like so we're doing set pieces, and it's not like all right, Charlie, what are we doing for set pieces? It's Dax and not who was it? Sasha and no, who was it? Dax and Bradley Wright Phillips scored a bunch of goals in New York for Red Bulls. They had like a bunch of plays, and they were like, all right, we're doing our Red Bull and our Orlando plays. And so they all came up and showed us their Orlando and Red Bull plays. So.
Are you taking notes for your teams in the future?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm telling Fred.
I need some.
I'm telling Fred.
We already have one though.
That's what I was
good
say. Like
one,
Freddie,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
that like? I imagine you're just like that'd be the part that you're like you want to just like pick all those brains.
Oh yeah, like that's. I mean, being around it last year, like any sort of like advice or any sort of like the way that they approach a game, the way that they play, like literally all the stuff I'm just studying just so I can bring it back and hopefully, you know, if I can teach it to the kids here in Iowa and wherever I'm at, and they can take one piece of it and apply it. That's like the goal. So. But yeah.
All right, so I just want to hear both your like I want to hear Fred's pitch for why your kids should come watch you play, and then Leroy's pitch for why like everybody should come watch the game. So like why should the kids that you coach and the kids that play you soccer like why is this important?
I mean, if you care about soccer,
Well, I would
Right.
just say like the guy can like he's better than all of them.
Well, I'm saying like Blake's gonna answer
100%. Sorry, yeah, I was just like,
yeah,
dude, the
fair.
guy's like Fred's a proper.
I know. So
player.
Fred like
So sorry, I just like.
So I'm-
dude, don't be humble right now. Like you gotta have a little bit of.
I was trying to be. All right.
No, sorry,
I'm just
Ben.
a humble guy. I don't know what you
yeah,
want me
yeah.
to say. I'm just a chill guy, right? That's what the
Yeah,
kids are
no,
saying.
that's the reason you guys are both where you are. Oh, we're on the time.
No, we're not, we're not to 30. We're not to. I mean, we're at 26. Leroy's
no,
like
no.
he's huffing and puffing right now. Right now, he's
text I was
26
making
in.
sure.
He's getting to 38, bro.
He is.
Making
He's
it
just like
38.
Freddie.
God,
Don't avoid the question though.
No, I mean, so you asked why would a kid come and watch me specifically play?
Just watch this level, like this type of a game. Like, why is this important?
I mean, if you are a kid especially, you know, we're in Iowa or Des Moines and you're aspiring to play at whatever level it might be, or if you just have a genuine love for the game, you are not going to find, in my opinion, like a higher quality in this moment that you can come watch in a real like time. Like you're saying, you know, you were there and it's not something that you see on TV, like how Bradley Wright Phillips, like 3-4 passes ahead of the game. Like those are little things that you can come pick up on and come watch, you know, if you come to the Valley, you know, on April 2nd and watch
Right
the
on,
game.
Freddie.
And then just as well as like the environment, like I think as a kid, I mean, I remember going to Menace games or, you know, going to DC United games sometimes or whatever it might be, getting yourself into the, like getting yourself into the stadium and just being in that environment. Like, I think it makes you as a kid also just kind of dream in a sense. And so that's why I think it's so important for those kids to watch, because it's like, here's a kid from Marion, Iowa, you know, that's in the same shoes that I'm in right now, and look at where he is now playing with literal World Cup players. And so it's like, why would you not come to watch that and just like get yourself hyped up and inspired to hopefully do that?
And also like the Valley, if you will. Like, I mean, we could have 5,000, we could have
Yeah.
7,000
That's
people
what-
there. Like, we can have like a
rocking.
legit deal if people show up. And I think that, especially if the weather's nice, people should show up. But regardless, like, you know, like Blake drove down to Kansas City to go watch that, and like your kids, I know you, but you Siebes, you've watched a lot of high level soccer, but for your kids, that was so cool. Talk about that really
Unfortunately,
quick.
they loved it.
Unfortunately for you,
they were
because
enjoying
you're
it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we literally stood for the entire second half
Yeah.
behind that goal and watched you warm up for too long, I would say.
Yeah.
But like into the wind, right? It was pelting us and like.
Oh yeah, it was hitting you.
But,
guys.
yeah,
but this is like,
but, like,
but
that was the
Blake's
best
saying this
seat.
is like a, but Blake's saying
But they
this
loved
is a
it. They
dad.
didn't. The kids didn't complain. They didn't cry. They didn't whine. Like just absolutely loved it because you're. I mean, it was a good seat, right? You're
Yeah.
right there, and yeah, like they don't know
Yeah.
any of the guys. I mean, they know you. Like Brody's still waiting for a shirt. Evidently, you promised him when you couldn't barely breathe. Do you remember that?
Sure.
Oh yeah. Oh
Wow,
yeah.
this guy.
Lee said he's gonna give me a shirt. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be way too big, but whatever.
You better give him a shirt, bro.
But no, it's a very, very cool. I would say like almost like once in a lifetime thing, right? I mean,
Yeah, like if you're from Des Moines, if you think that we're going to get this opportunity a whole lot more times, or like, I mean, because when you look back to the stuff
one
that,
of my reasons,
yeah, like what a cool thing to have happen, and like there's not going to be a bunch of Sashas and Bennies with like one, like hearts of gold to just go out there and play for the love of the game, but like two, also like it just so happens they played at Kansas City and Benny had the connection there, or like Sasha last year had the connection in California, and like this is all happenstance, and it's super cool. And like if you're not there, I think you're just sort of missing the boat. If you give any sort of a shit about
you're
any of
in
this stuff.
Ben, now you're gonna have to edit it. We can't. But if you are involved
he
in
can
soccer
just give
in
a
Des Moines,
Eagle scream.
you got to go in person,
have
just
to.
because it will be. I hate to say it, like it may not
Once,
happen
it is
again.
once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Like it's silly to say it otherwise, because there's no other time this is no chance. So we're gonna have a sweet little tailgate. Freddie's gonna be there. You're gonna be DJing, Freddie?
I might. I'm better than AJ's music too. So
Hey.
He looked like side eye at that.
I'm just like, I don't have
I love it.
Don't have me into it.
I love it.
We had a great pod with AJ that nobody has got to listen to. That's
don't-
a bad subject.
Really?
Don't talk to the producer about that.
Wasn't recording or what? Nah.
No, that'd be good. No, so Lee, give your pitch. To,
Yeah, so mine would be the three reasons. The one was like the time, like it's not gonna happen again, and also like the fans can make this happen again if we show the players the love.
That's
right?
true.
And like for players, it's really nice to be like, fans love us, so they want to see me play, and I'm tired, but you know that kid is screaming my name. I'm not tired anymore. Like,
So like
let's
this
go.
pertains to you, but this also pertains to somebody like Benny, a Sasha, an AJ, all the names. Like how cool! Like when if they come to Des Moines and there's 5 people in the
Yeah, that's
stands,
insane.
it's gonna be a real.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like
And-
we got to show out.
And Felipe Hernandez. I
Also, we
played
want a pro stadium.
Oh yeah, we need one. We need one. So Felipe Hernandez, I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, what's it gonna be like in Des Moines? I heard that there's a lot of people there." And I'm like, "Oh, you heard? You heard?" So now when
We do have a reputation.
I'm telling them like we have this reputation of we're gonna have a lot of people there. You guys are probably gonna like help us like do the record or whatever. So I've already put my life on the line out there of like, yeah, we'll have a lot of people there, guys. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. All right,
So,
we got your back.
we got
your back.
You
buddy.
know. And then the second rule is, or the second rule, the second thing
Love
is
it.
like,
Leroy rules.
it's like a game, when you watch a game on TV, if I watch the MLS on TV, I'm like, oh, maybe I could play whatever. But you watch it in person, it's a different game. It's a different game. So like,
100%.
So fast, so much
seeing
faster.
these guys in person will like definitely change your view, your perception on what the game is. And then the last thing is you got to see me score and do a backflip, huh?
I would. Yeah.
Up the
I
menace,
mean,
baby. Come
Off
on.
the menace, come on.
I think that like the stands might just collapse into the field if that happens.
we all just rush the field.
Depends on what
Like a team
minute.
that
And the game,
survived
game
relegation. Yeah.
If Leroy scores, menace win, we go home.
Well, that's all beautiful, beautiful stuff. We're definitely going to be supporting you next week. What do you got, Blake? Wednesday night, 7:30 at the Valley. The tailgate probably is going to start about 5 o'clock. Freddie, I'm sure you'll be there.
I'll be there.
And it sounds like you're going to be DJing.
Yes, sir.
Leroy, on your way into the inn, just come say what's up. Give us a little boost,
Yeah.
boost of the love.
Yeah.
Dude, he gives a lot of love too. Like you gave a lot of love last week.
Yeah. I love
That
the
doesn't
fans.
go unnoticed, dude. That's cool.
I love the fans. I mean, they're the reason why I'm playing. If they weren't there, I promise you I would not be playing. I promise. I would not be playing.
That's
Feels
super
good,
cool.
yeah.
Well, we love you guys. It's super
Fred, you gonna
fun.
sign us off here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, long live footy. Love the game.
Long move. Pro Iowa, hurry up.
Pro Iowa, hurry up, and excited to watch the boys. Excited to watch my boy score, and then like I said, I want to see the Cole Palmer, but maybe he'll remember it for me. Maybe after you score, he'll be like, Fred wanted me to do the Cole Palmer, so I have to do the Cole Palmer.
No.
So something we keep forgetting to do, Steve, is check us out on social media. We're at KIF Soccer on Instagram and Facebook, and then on Twitter we're at KF_soccer.
sir.
Freddie, what's your handle there? If you want to see some like solid Fred
yeah,
training
yeah.
videos, check those out.
Yeah, it's right here, Coach Frim. All right.
Coach Frim.
And shout out to my boy Eric Fainer with Big Pluto. All right, he designed me this custom sweatshirt. Just talking about Coach Frim taking the boys to Pluto and just and having fun. So
Great.
Pluto being like soccer heaven. That's what
Good.
we call that.
And then, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't let us get a Tecker shout out here for the boy
yeah.
Lee.
Yeah,
Lee,
yeah.
give us a little Teckers FC shout out, a little Teckers.
Instagram Teckers Soccer, and also the biggest thing I would really want you guys to go peep is the Teckers futsal stuff. That's something I'm really excited about. That's
You got an
starting-
education this last year, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. So I'm actually working on
You
my,
gave Ben an education too.
Sure
on
did.
futsal. Yeah. And I'm working on my third license now. So we're going. Me and Braden will be going and getting our third license in Minnesota with Keith Tozier. So that'll be cool. But that's something I'm really excited about is the futsal space, because I do think the best players now are all playing futsal. Hot take for another day.
So at TeckersSoccer.com or what do we got here? Like,
Just at Teckers Soccer Instagram,
perfect.
and then at Teckers Futsal.
all right, hit the boys up. We love these guys. They're doing super cool stuff here in the community. We'll see you guys next Wednesday or this Wednesday, I guess, probably based on when our producer sends things out. And we'll be ready to rock. Let's go, Menace.
Let's go.
Menace.
Up the menace.
Up the menace.
Dale.